Mergalong il Mergaloreng sa Palau Wave Radio, ma Palau Wave Television at Channel 24. Ako mo mesel nga karela gu masker, le tirgal special guest tergider el ang adirgam ler belaw, yung ilusel el 58 tester tir el al sils, manglamu sab irel, madobad ay gal masker tiren di tirgang atugubets el soldado el kirir el malmol malo tirak lagi el lula quarantine el hospital gidam la otorgok la luman giram lu maskerela tirgang am nomrex el day 5 testing tir elang tir ogul dimle negative magdamal marenga sulir tirgel adra ministry ra health and human services el sabrim lagut maklita gi the protocol tirgel ogul adan mesois berbela ol tirak ngi من ذاك بعض بيجي كت مقدمة اسمه تال COVID-19 لتيل نراي كريل بيلاون مي. كذا مال نلتقات لتيل قال هذا عارتيان المو أيش المرجع على هذا بيلاو توجبت تيرجل نعاس قلاد لتيل قان عمي ريكروت مي أسيجرا نعاس قلاد بيلاو التيرا مو سورين مو سولداو. إمنورين أتى الليل مي مقدم مال مرينا سولير من مو سبيلو أيش المرجع على السيلز. أيش said. We have a special military guest with us this afternoon, and you can see us on television and listen to us on radio. And they are all wearing masks, and they have been tested on their 5th day today, and they are all negative. But even though they can take their mask off, they have to follow all the Palauan protocols for travelers coming into Palau. So we appreciate for supporting those measures, preventive measures that our Ministry of Health and Human Services have implemented for all travelers coming to Palau. And we are very fortunate, especially at this time of COVID-19. Not too many people are coming to Palau with opportunities that is available to the Palauans like what the military are offering to Palau. In the past years, we see recruiters from all military from the United States to come to Palau and conduct ASPAP test for Palauans who are interested in joining the U.S. military. But we haven't seen those in the past few years. And we are very fortunate for you to come to Palau this time and offer young Palauans who may be interested in joining U.S. military. So I really thank you for that. So now, maybe I'm going to ask Staff Sergeant James Smith to start our talk show.
Good afternoon. My name is Staff Sergeant Smith. I'm the station commander for the Micronesia Army Recruiter Station, headquartered out of Guam, but we cover here, Yapchuk, and all the rest of the outlying islands. This is my first trip out here, so I'm looking forward to meeting you all. I'm here basically to explain the opportunities and what exactly it takes to be able to join the U.S. Army. We will be at the boat race on Friday, so definitely come out and I'll do everything I can to answer whatever questions you have.
Can you introduce yourself and people around the table?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm First Sergeant Jason Osterson. I work out of Guam as well. We cover all of Micronesia, Japan, Korea, America Samoa, Guam. We cover a pretty broad footprint. But we are happy to get back out here and provide opportunities to those looking to enlist. And we are going to be out at the boat races. That's probably the best time to see us. We're visiting some of the schools out in the area, but to actually have your questions answered by all of us, come see us at the boat races. That's where we'll be, and it'll be a good time.
Good morning. My name is Gunnery Sergeant Holmes. I'm a Marine with Task Force Cole Moana, and I and some of my colleagues will also be out there at the boat races on Friday, and we'll be representing the Marine Corps, showing you a little bit about what we do and some of the opportunities that are available for the young men and women of Palau if they would like to join, answering any questions they have, and really just also celebrating the Independence Day with y'all. Great day and great opportunity to be out there with the people of Palau.
Next.
Technical Sergeant Michael Lunsford with the Air Force Recruiting Office out of Guam. Just here to support, answer any questions we have about the Air Force.
Okay, next.
Yeah, first off, thank you for having us. Good afternoon. My name is Chief Rich Hofschneider. Coming out of the recruiting office in Guam. Same, just like everybody else, we have a broad area of responsibility. We're out here to, advance and promote the benefits and opportunities in the U.S., with joining the U.S. military. We had to talk about, free health care, guaranteed paycheck, education benefits, all that, life insurance, and, and other retirement opportunities and stuff like that. So as, my colleagues here already mentioned, we'll be at the boat races. Stop by. We have a lot of answers. We just don't have a lot of questions. So if they bring the questions, we got the answers.
Okay.
Ali and Hafide, I am Chief Petty Officer Darren Perez out of the recruiting office Guam, right? The Coast Guard recruiting office Guam. Like everyone's already touched, we're going to be out there this Friday at the boat races. So come on out, talk to us. All of us will have different booths there, so you can, catch each branch individually to what suits your needs. So please come on out and let's have a chat.
Okay, thank you very much. So over here we have representatives from the U.S. Army. We have the Marines, we have the Air Force, we have the Coast Guard, and not the Navy. Normally when recruiters come to Palau, they will have these radio stations inform the public that they are here and they're available, and they also announce the time and place where they conduct ASVAB testing. Are you going to do the ASVAB test here while you're here in Palau this time?
Sir, so at the moment, we are still working out, like the details on getting our testing team out here to be able to administer the test. So on this trip that we're here, we're not doing the ASVAB test. Our purpose right now for when we're out here this week is to just get information out there and basically let these people know that, we are here and we are working on getting the process started again, sir.
Thank you very much, Staff Sergeant. Can you explain some of the benefits that this new enlisted man can get when they first joined the U.S. Army?
Yes, sir. So some of the benefits, and there's a lot of benefits. I could talk for probably over an hour about everything, but some of the basic benefits that every new military member, regardless of what service they choose to serve, is health care is covered, which includes dental, health, eye care. It's all 100% covered. So if you get hurt, we're going to take care of you. Housing's taken care of, whether you're married or if you have a family or if you're just yourself. We're going to take care of your family. Health insurance, life insurance is covered because you never know what could happen. But for a lot of people, the major benefit people look at mostly is education benefits. While you're in the service, we're going to help you pay for your college, and after, and even after you get out of the service. So say you do one contract and you decide, what, I want to go be myself again and not be, I don't want to be Staff Sergeant Smith, I want to be James. The Army will pay for, the Army, the Coast Guard, Air Force, Navy, Marines will pay for 100% for you to get your bachelor's degree paid for at any state university, which includes University of Hawaii, University of Guam, any state university, 100% paid for, no student loans needed. So basically, get your degree and you're good. And so those are some of the basic benefits. There are a whole lot more. Like I said, it would take me over an hour to talk about everything. But those are the basic ones, sir.
So, thank you very much. When you have somebody speak about the Marines being an enlisted man in the Marines?
So for me and the Marines, I think the biggest thing, like all the services have pretty much the same benefits. You know, the pay, the insurance, the education. I think the biggest thing that draws people from one service to another is really just if you feel like that is the place for you and that is the commitment and family bond. I have my sister-in-law, she's in the Army and she absolutely loves how she's treated. My best friend was in the Coast Guard, absolutely loved it. I've been in the Marines for almost 16 years now, absolutely love it. So each service, I think that becomes like your second family. And so not every branch is for every person. I think people just need to talk to the recruiters and figure out which one is right for them and the place where they feel they can most belong. But as far as the benefits go, he hit on the head. Those benefits are for everybody. Like for me, you know, I get paid every 1st and 15th. I have insurance for my family. We have allowances for housing and food. They're taken care of. They have an amazing life. And that's something that I've been able to do because I've been in the military and have worked really hard for it, and the military has helped me take care of them. So I think it's been awesome and would really recommend it to anyone that's just looking for opportunities to better themselves, whether it's for 4 years or they decide to do 40 years. There are opportunities that can help anybody, regardless of which service they choose to join.
Thank you very much. Can we have someone from the Air Force?
Yeah, just to follow up what they said, everything's the same. You know, he hit it perfect. Not every branch is for every person. You know, there's certain things that the Air Force does that the Navy, Marines, Army, there's certain jobs that they just don't do. So if you're wanting to do different things, you got to find what respective branches is the perfect fit for you.
You're in the Air Force.
Yes, sir.
When we think of the Air Force, we think of somebody who is a pilot. Are you a pilot or what kind of?
No, sir. I'm actually a vehicle mechanic in the Air Force.
So
not everybody in the Air Force are pilots. That's a common misconception that everybody has.
Okay.
We do have over 250 other different careers other than pilots.
Oh, that's very good. Thank you very much. Now the Coast Guard.
The Coast Guard, you know, it's exactly what it is, right? We are here essentially to guard the coast. We do a lot of search and rescue missions, a lot of like law enforcement, you know, keeping our shores safe, right? Drugs, you know, all that kind of stuff, right? So the Coast Guard is really, you know, about the waterfront and helping, you know, keep us safe. That includes like like marine biology, right? Oil spills and whatnot. So that's where we come into play. Our fishing zones, right? We enforce others from staying away from you know, certain fishing zones, right? You don't want to overfish, you know, our waters on like our agricultural, you know, stuff. Yeah. But yeah, that's basically Coast Guard in a nutshell.
Okay. Do you want to say something, Hofschneider?
Sure. Yeah, like Darren said, we do a lot of work in the maritime environment. We help facilitate commerce, and part of the benefits that all the military, whatever branch you join, is like you know, somebody already said that family feeling. The Coast Guard is a small branch, so we were just discussing in the vehicle in the car, like we know a bunch of people, but we've never met before, but we know the same people. So that's how small it is. And like any branch that you join, you're gonna build that bond. And to me, that's one of the main benefits is like building that family, that circle of trust, you know, your brothers, your sisters, they got your back, so.
You know, I came across many young Palauans who joined the military, which where we sponsor this, we helped recruiters in the 90s in Palau to recruit young Palauans to join. And many Palauan saw this military as an opportunity for young people who cannot afford their higher education in college, and they don't have any skills. They didn't really good in high school, but at least they hold a GED certificate or high school diploma. And so many Palauans think that young people who doesn't have the opportunity to further education in college, the opportunity to join the U.S. military may be the best option for many Palauans. Can you tell our listeners and our viewers your individual decision in how you grew up and join, what makes you join the military? Would be in the same situation or in a different situation that we think why we joined the U.S. military?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, so, everybody has their own reasons for joining. I did not join the Army until I was 27 years old, which is older than most people do. I initially joined the Army because I needed help paying for college. I initially was just going to do one contract, get out, go back to college. Well, here I am 16 years later. I apologize, 14 years later, and I'm looking to retire in 6 years. So I stayed in because I love the Army, but my initial reason for joining for me was I wanted money for college, and I wanted to kickstart my life, because I was doing the college thing, ran out of college money, and I was digging myself a hole. My only regret about my time in the Army is that I didn't do it sooner. Instead, I waited till I was 27 years old. So I never talked to a recruiter before I did that. I wish I had. So if you have any inclination of that, this might be something for you, definitely come see us at the boat races, and we'll see if this is the right path for you or not.
Okay, this is First Sergeant Osterson again. As far as what kind of brought me to the Army in the first place, it was actually a Marine recruiter. He came to my high school, and I was going to meet with the Marines. I checked out every branch. Every branch is great. We all have great opportunities, but I want to do something not in school. Like I was not wanting to go to college after finishing 12 years or whatever, however many years at school. Was not ready to go back to school. So I wanted to drive a tank for the Army, and the Army guaranteed me to drive a tank, and I was like, "You're going to pay me to do that? That sounds like a pretty fun deal." Like I mean, and that's what I did. I off-road a 70-ton tank. I remember my station commander, or my tank commander, not station commander. He always be giving me heck because we're in Kansas, and he's like, "There's like 3 trees in Kansas, and you want to run over every one of them." And I did. I wanted to. I don't know. It's just fun. Something about driving a tank over trees is. It's a good feeling. So that's what brought me to the Army. The benefits, the camaraderie, everything that went with it is why I stayed. I'm past when I can retire. I could retire 3 years ago, but I still love it. And I guarantee, sitting at the table with everybody here, we all love this, and it's a great place to be. So,
How long have you been?
I've been in 23 years.
So I was actually in college and finishing up one of my first years at university in my home state of Texas, and realized I had $29,000 of school debt already, and I had 3 more years to go and no job. And so I started talking to recruiters to see what was available, because by the time I graduated with my bachelor's degree, I was probably going to be $100,000 in debt. And then talked to all the services. I ended up feeling like my goals aligned more with what the Marine Corps was offering, and joined, and actually finished my bachelor's degree while in. Got my associates in the first 6, and then on my 12-year mark in the Marine Corps, I finished my bachelor's degree at the University of South Carolina. So that was awesome. And I've stayed in longer than that because I found something that I really find meaningful and with purpose. Like, I'm never going to have the opportunity to work with Marines outside of the Marine Corps like I do now. And it's an amazing feeling. Probably just like first time, like the soldiers that he works with, like those are his soldiers. Like the Marines I work with, those are my Marines. It's a relationship that you won't find outside, I think, of that service or organization. It's an amazing bond. It really is like a second family.
That's really great.
Next. Tech Sergeant Lunsford. Joined a little over 20 years ago. Wanted something different in life. That's the first sergeant says. I didn't want to go back to school again. I wanted to do something different. So the Air Force afforded me an opportunity to go be a vehicle mechanic for them, travel all over the country, world, doing that. And like I said, you know, it was supposed to be a one-time stint, and then once the family life of the military came involved, and it was a no-brainer to stay. You know, looking back 20 years ago, I'm glad I did.
All right, so I joined the Coast Guard 21 years ago. I'm from the little tiny island of Tinian in the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. About 2,500 people. I graduated in the top 40 of my class, and there were 41 students in there, so I'm just glad I wasn't number 41. So that afforded me, like, that gave me the drive to go to college, but I didn't have the money. I had a part-time job at the time after I graduated. It was minimum wage, $3.05 an hour. That wasn't going to pay the bills, you know, buy my food, pay tuition and rent. So I talked to a Marine recruiter actually, and then we were in talking to him. He gave me, he was kind of like judging where I would be, what job I would have, and then he found out that I like driving. I like being by the water, driving boats, and so he said, you know what? Let me introduce you to this Coast Guard recruiter. So here I am, 21 years later, loving it, and I could have retired a year ago, but you know, doing this thing, getting paid to go to Palau. So.
Okay.
So it's Darren again. So for me, I initially joined the Coast Guard for one reason, and that was financial stability. I was a young father, expecting a child at the age of 20, and you know, working for $5.95 at McDonald's wasn't going to cut it. So I was talking to initially the Army National Guard. I joined up with them, and eventually found out that my calling was near the water, and made the switch over to the Coast Guard. Like I said, now I'm fixing boats and riding on boats 17 years later, and I love it. And that's my personal story. But I kind of want to touch on, you mentioned about folks who don't do well in school and GEDs. And actually, because of my story, you know, my sister, she actually ended up joining the Coast Guard as well. She, we come from a background, right, poverty level, you know, relying on like food stamps and whatnot. And my sister, she got her GED. She was afraid she wasn't going to be smart enough and whatnot. She studied really hard with the GySgt, took the GySgt, got in the Coast Guard. She's in the Coast Guard today. She got her bachelor's through the Coast Guard, all paid for. Again, as we mentioned before. So you know, it is sometimes it can be you know, scary and demeaning, you know, coming from that background. But I seen it firsthand, that proof it can happen. So you know, for what you mentioned, for anyone out there in that situation, you know, it is a possibility.
Do you still have your child with you?
Yeah, we still keep in touch. She's still in the military now.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It seems like you're very young, but you are ready to retire. And military have a very good retirement benefits.
Oh yeah.
Can you talk about something about the benefits that you get when you retire from the military?
Yeah, so the retirement plan for military, it just fairly recently changed to something that's more modern. You still get a pension, so you do 20 years in the Army and then you get a pension, but on top of that, you also get a 401k, which Army, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard, or whatnot will match what you put into that. So it's free money that's yours in a 401k. Even if you decide to not retire from the military, that money is still yours. So if you do your 4 years, you get your bachelor's degree or master's degree, go work for another company that has their own 401k, you can actually move that money, including what the Army gave you for the 401k, into your new 401k. So it's another option. Is just as comparable as the old retirement plan, and actually even better because you have more flexibility and a bit more control over it, including health care and all that fun stuff as well.
Any want to comment on that?
No, it's identical across the board, I believe.
Yeah, it's exactly the same.
You know, many military personnel are coming to Palau. So the military are all over the news in Palau. Wherever you go, they talk about military. what specific activity were you detailed to do in Palau? When did you come to Palau, and when are you going back?
Well, sir, myself and First Sergeant Osterson, we're here specifically to talk about the recruiting elements. So we just got here fairly recently. We will just be here for a week. We will be coming back, I promise. But for this trip here, our sole purpose is to talk to y'all about your opportunities in the Army. We're not attached to any other project, at least on our side, here in Palau.
I actually came here with Task Force Cole Moana. I arrived mid-August, and we'll probably be leaving later on this year. But we've been going around just doing community relations projects. We participated at the Embassy on World Cleanup Day on Friday. We cleaned up with Palau High School. We've done communal events and clean up with the school across the street. And just trying to reaffirm our commitment to the people of Palau to show, like, hey, we are your Marine Corps, because Palau doesn't have their own military. They rely on the United States military. And so we've been here just reaffirming that commitment that we're here for y'all, and we're your Marine Corps.
Do you want to add to that?
So I've been recruiting for the past 2 years throughout Micronesia. And I've seen a lot of places, and you know, like all these small towns, everybody, small islands, everyone's like super friendly, and Palau is no different. I want to say thank you for the hospitality. Palauans are always smiling, waving, and you know, never hesitant to help us out. So if we look lost, please help us.
Don't worry, we'll never get lost in Palau. Yeah, I just want to tell our listeners and viewers the opportunity that you have offered to young Palauans, male and female, that they have the opportunity to join the U.S. military, especially at this time of COVID pandemic throughout the world, because the United States is taking the lead in fighting the COVID-19. They're supporting many countries in the world to overcome this pandemic. So it's hard to find opportunities like this at this time. So I want our listeners and viewers to meet with you guys at Independence Day at Palau Friendship Bridge on Friday. And if you want to say the last word for our viewers, you may do so before we close.
Honestly, all I really have to say is I appreciate the hospitality. I will definitely be coming back again, whether it's for work or just on vacation in the future, because this is a beautiful island, and I'm really enjoying my time here. Thank you.
Okay, so I'd also like to thank everybody for their hospitality. It's a wonderful place. Been out here a couple times before, a few years ago, before pre-COVID, and it's a very special place. Love being out here. I do want to point out, though, on the services, it's not just for young people. Like, you can join all the way up until 35 for the Army, and I think we're 35, 39 for the Air Force. So, you know, the opportunity is there. Like, we would love to share our stories and sit down and talk to anybody who's interested, and we can see where it goes. So that's all I got.
Just want to say thank you for having us on here, sir, and thank you to the people of Palau that have been so hospitable to us. Like, the Marines have been here for a couple months now, and it's been awesome. And we hope to see everybody Friday and celebrate Independence Day with y'all. And even if those who aren't interested in joining, please tell them about it. Just say hi. Love to talk with them and just have a conversation with another person.
Just want to say thanks again for the hospitality, inviting us out here. It's an extreme pleasure to be out here and to be able to see the life on islands.
Okay. Next.
All right, we appreciate your time. So I just want to leave you with this to all the listeners out there. If you have a single question that you don't ask, it'll never get answered. So stop on by, ask us a question. You never know. You might be sitting here, you know, in your hometown 20 years from now, recruiting your fellow Palauans. So thank you very much for your time.
Like everyone else, appreciate you guys taking time to listen to us, and this is your time, so thank you. But I have a great really, really good buddy of mine who was originally from Palau, and he wanted me to tell you guys that he joined the Coast Guard, and it was scary, but he said it's the best thing he's ever done, and he wanted me to pass that message. So he's from here, he's born and raised, Palauan, and he hopes to see you guys in the fleet. So thank you guys.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate your presence here so that our listeners will be able to hear from you. I know they have heard you, and we'll continue to let them know that you'll be at the Gavy Bridge at Independence Day. And thank you very much. Agiman mereng asulim lo sabi loreng setiap program lo benteri tirgal military rablu ram rigel. Asum gom rong si tiang yang ariar ngas kul modern terir. Agimal lo ngit mol gortir masum soril mo soldau soril mo dengan information el gerela mo general military sabril mora Gavy Bridge relal Independence Day relal Friday. Leng moringi abu dertir sel sabril mga dadu rangil dilat. Agiman mereng asulim lo sabi loreng setiap program relal sils.